Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Alina and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this vintage style earrings. We're going to be using Superduo. Stai că n-am setat focus. Ok. Pun așa. Ok. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Alina and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this vintage style earrings. We're going to be using Superduo beads and a lot of seed beads, different color seed beads. As you can see, we have accent color here, also here, but if you want you can use only one color. You don't have to use two or three like I did. Also it has like a 3D shape because of this shape like leaf, I call them, with the Superduo. I think they are gorgeous and they are good for any occasion. So let's get started. Let me show you the material. First of all, please don't get overwhelmed by the quantity of materials you see here. They are repetitive, so actually you need 3 colors of 15 O's, which I have them here, and I will refer to them as color A, B, and C, and I will put in the description the name of all the colors and the letter affiliated to them. So actually you can use one color of 15O or two colors, but I went with 3. You're going to need 11O Toho seed beads, some Miyuki seed beads, and another color of 11O. You're going to need a beading thread. I'm using Fireline 6LB crystal color. You're going to need some 10mm pearls, some Superduos, some earring hooks. I went with this Leverback design, and a beading needle. I promise you the design, it looks more complicated than it actually is, and if you have patience with me, you will end up with gorgeous pair of earrings. So let's get started. Let's start by adding 100 centimeter or 40 inches of thread. You're going to pick up your 10mm pearl and you're going to leave like 15 centimeter or 6 inches of tail, and then we're going to pick up 5 Miyuki seed beads, 4, 5, and a Toho 11O color A, and again 5 Miyuki, 4, 5, and then I will go back through the pearl on the opposite direction, just like this, and it's like we embellished half of the pearl. It's going to look like this. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. So pick up 5 Miyuki, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 Toho 11O color A, and 5 more Miyuki, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going on the other side of the pearl. Like this. Let's pull and see. Now if you look closely, you will see there is a gap here, up and down. So you're going to add another Toho 11O. So I will just wave my way through all these seed beads on this half, like this. I have half more. And one more. Make sure you pull your thread good. Let's see, like this. And now I'm going to add one 11O color A, and I'm going through all the beads on the other side of the pearl, so I fill this gap here, so we complete the circle. just like this, and 2 more. Cool. Now we're going to add one 11 color A, and I like to go through half of the beads on this side. So actually I will exit now on one of these 11 from here, just like this. This is how it's looking until now. We're going to add some peacock around the pearl. So I want you to move 2 more Miyuki seed beads after the 11 we just passed, just like this. And now you're going to pick up 115 color A, 115 color C, and another 15 color A. So you're going to have 3 seed beads, 15. It's going to look like this. So our thread is exiting this Miyuki here. We're going to skip the next one. So skip this one and go through the next 2 and the Toho that's up here. So actually you move 3 seed beads, you skip one, you go through the next 3. If I'm pulling now, you see we make a very nice picot here. Now our thread is exiting Toho, so we're going to pick up 3 Toho the same color, which is color A, and we're going to go through the same seed bead that we just crossed now to create a new picot. This is how it's going to look. Now we're going to step up, so you go through the next 2 Miyuki seed beads. I'm going to pull, let's see, just like this. Now we're going to make another small picot with a 15. So pick up 315, one color A, color C, and color A again, and we're going to skip, let me show you closer, we're going to skip this, the next Miyuki, and go through the next 3 beads, which it's going to be 2 Miyuki and the 11 Toho color A, like this. Make sure you pull, not super tight so the beads don't curve. So now as you can see we are exiting an 11, so we're going to pick up 3 11 the same color, go through the same Toho and the next 2 Miyuki. So it's always going to be 3 seed beads you're going to pass your needle. Now it's time for 15 seed beads, so 1 color A, 1 color C, 1 color A. I'm going to skip this one and go through the next 3 beads, just like this. Again 3 11 and go through the next 3 seed beads, including the one we just exit, just like this. So keep doing this until the end. Look how it's looking until now, and I will meet you right back. So I just added the last picot, which is 11 and now we're going to add the Superduo. So I'm going to put some on the beading mat. So let's see now. Our thread is exiting 111, so I want you to go through the next 2 Miyuki, just like you did all this time in order to add the picot. So go to the next 2 Miyuki seed beads like this. Now we're going to pick up 2 Superduos. We're going to skip the next Miyuki and go to the next 3 seed beads. which two of them are Miyuki and one is the 11-0. I'm going to pull, make sure they stay like this, and now we're going to reinforce this peacock here and then step up through the next two Miyuki and add two Superduo here. So let's see, I'm going to reinforce this part, go to the 11-0s like this, it's easier to make one by one because it will create the square shape, but sometimes we don't have patience and we are in a hurry. So now I'm going through the next two Miyuki again, just like this. I stepped up and we are right next to the other peacock. So I'm going to pick up two Superduo, skip the next Miyuki and go through the next three seed beads. Two Miyuki, 1 11-0. I'm pulling and make sure they're staying like this, like bunny ears. Now we will reinforce this again. Go through all the 11-0s. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to step up and go through the next two Miyukis, just like this. Again, we're going to pick up two Superduo, skip one Miyuki, go through the next two and the 11-0 that follows. So the next three beads. So keep doing this until you finish, and I will meet you right back here. I finished adding my last Superduos. There are four in total, four groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. I exit as usual after the first two Miyuki, so I'm close to this peacock of 11-0. So I want to go through the top of this one, the 11-0 from top. So I'm going through this 11-0 from down next to the Miyuki, like this. And then this one and the one from the top, just like this. This is our step up. So now I want you to flip your work. This is going to be the front of the bezel, if I can call it like this. I want this peacock of 15-0 to be in front of the Superduo. So we're going to switch the direction of the thread because we flipped the work. So now we're exiting one of the 11-0 here. I'm going to pick up 315-0 color B this time. The only 15-0 we didn't use yet because here we use this two color. So color B, our thread is exiting this 11-0. I will go through the upper hole of the first Superduo that's close to this 11-0, just like this. We're just going to connect it and give it some structure. Now we're going to pick up two Superduo and we're going through the upper hole of the next Superduo. Basically the hole that doesn't have a string yet. That's we didn't add anything. We're going to pull. This is how it's going to look. Now you're going to pick up three more 15-0s color B, and I'm going through this 11-0 from the peacock, and I'm going to pull, pick up three more 350 color B, and I'm going through the first superduo that's followed this peacock, the upper hole. Pick up 2 superduos, going through the next one, the upper hole, like this. Actually, it's not complicated. It looks complicated, but it's easy to follow because it has a geometrical shape, so it's easy to keep up. You cannot miss something. Pick up 3 more 50 now, go to the next superduo like this. Okay, so keep adding until here, and I will meet you right back. So I finished adding the second round of superduo. So let's add 15 now together. So pick up 350 now. This is let me check. This is the color B. So we are going through this 11 now, and I want you to go through all the beads until you exit the inner hole of the superduo that we just added here. So we are going like this through the next 350 now, the upper hole of the first superduo and the inner hole of the last one we added. It's basically the needle goes straight, so you don't have to worry about it or think too much. And this is how it's looking until now. Now you're going to pick up another superduo and you're going through the other one down on this inside hole. So no upper hole, inside hole. The next superduo, the next 350 no, and the 11 no, just like this. So basically we want to position ourselves on top of this Toho peacock. So we're going to pull. Make sure your superduo it's lined good and stays good here perfectly like this. And now we're going to add another mini peacock here. So pick up 350 no, color B. I'm going through the same 11 no that I just exit, and I want to go through the next 350 no and the next 2 superduos just like this. You keep going in straight line. Pull. So we just made another cute peacock here, just like this. Now pick up another superduo, go to the next 2, the 350 no and the 11 no. Make sure the superduo is lined up good with the other ones. It's not twisted like this. Then pick up 350 now and go through the same 11 now, 350 now, and the next 2 superduos. So basically this is it. You're going to keep doing this until here. So another superduo here, 350 now on top of this peacock, another superduo and 350 now, and I will see you right here. So I added the last peacock small one here. This is how it's looking until now, the project. Now I want you to go through the next 350 now, the bright color. Let's see, and the outside hole of the first superduo from this part here. We have 5 superduo, the first one outside hole. So now we're going to pick up 250 now, bronze color, which is color A. Our thread is exiting this superduo. I will go through the next one outside hole. So basically we're just going to add some 215 in between these super duos. So pick up two more 15 duos, bronze color, which is color A, go through the outside hole of the next super duo. We're going to embellish this nice super duos here. Pick up two more, go to the next one, two more 15 color A, and now you're going through this super duo. It's a bit more difficult, and you're going to cross through all the way through all these beads until you reach the other super duo on this side. So I will see you have 350 now, 111. Make sure the beads are sitting correctly, and then we have again 350 now, and the super duo, the first one outside hole, like this. Now we're going to repeat the process. Pick up to 15 now, color A, go through the next super duo. To 50 now, go to the next super duo. 250 now, go through this one. It's easy to think you are done when you reach this super duo, but there is two more 15 now you have to add. So two more, and go through this one. And then I'm going to step up through all these beads. So basically there are 7 beads, and then the 15 the super duo that's on the other side, like this. Maybe on the back you can see better. And I'm going to pull. So make sure you do the same thing with these two clusters of Superduo, and I will meet you right here. Welcome back. I hope you are still with me and the design didn't spook you out yet. Now we're going to, I finished adding the embellishment for these clusters of Superduos. Now we're going to embellish this side. As you can see here, we have a gap. So my thread is exiting this Superduo. I will just pass through all of these ones, 15 11 15 like we did until now. The beads are getting more harder to pass the thread. I think you can work with the 0.4 lb Fireline, because you're going to pass a lot through these beads. It's going to be easier. So the next 350 now, and the Superduo, if I can make it. Okay, let's see now. The outside hole of this Superduo. Okay, like this. And then I'm going to wave my way around until the top here. So go through this 250 the Superduo outside hole, and the next 250 just like this. So now I'm going to pick up a 15 color A, which is bronze color, and the other color of Toho we didn't use yet, color B, and another 15. So the sequence will be 15, 11, 15. And I'm going back, skip this Superduo, going back through this 250 and the next Superduo, like this. It's going to create like this picot on top of this Superduo. Now I will go through the next two 15 rows, and now I want you to pay attention. I want to go through this Superduo, but not from outside as the thread is showing us like this. I want to go the opposite direction, so actually I will just move my thread and I will go from the inside out like this on this Superduo, so not regularly but backwards, and I'm going to pull tight so I will make sure the thread is not showing. I want to do this because I want to add two more 15-0 here, so pick up two more 15-0 color A and go through the same Superduo but the inside hole, just like this. Now pick up a Toho 11-0 color B and go through the next Superduo inside hole. So when you're going to do this, you're going to put a very gorgeous bead in this gap here. Yeah, so now I will wave my way through all the beads again, go through this bridge here and go until I reach this part to do the same thing. So now because we exit here, we're going to pick up two more 15-0 to match the other side. As you can see, we add two 15-0 here, and I'm going through the same Superduo but the outside hole, just like this. So now finally we completed this, looks like a leaf of Superduos. I'm going through the 250 now again, like this, the Superduo and all the beads that follows. It's going to make this structure super tight, and it's going to stand by itself very good. Go through all the beads like this. Let's see, two more 50 now. The fire polish and all these beads that I call them the bridge beads. They are 350 now, which is harder and harder to pass them. Make sure you don't skip any, which is very easy now. Okay, one more 50 now here. Let's see, the 11 now. If you want, you can reinforce this cut, which I think it's a good idea. So from here you're supposed to go through all these three. Acum, o secundă, nu. Mai am puțin. Hai, acum încă filmez, așează-te. Dacă se durează mult, nu vreau să nu mai faci, să știi. Am făcut 3 sferturi, adică hai, așează-te că vorbești și să nu pierd gândul. Gata? Gata? Da. Go through this 350 now from here. Which is harder than it looks, but we can do it. Of course, you can wave your way even through this beads that circle the pearl. Just like this. Going to pull, and I will show you one more time on this one. So go through the Superduo like this, then through this 250 nose until I reach the top of my leaf. So I guess we call it leaf now. I'm going to pick up a 50 now. It's a bronze color, color A, a Toho 11 color B, and another 50 and I'm going through the next 250 on the other side, just like this. Go through this Superduo and the other 250 that follows. And now, instead of waving your way like this, like normal, you're going on the inside hole like this. So change the direction of the thread. Pick up 2 more 50 go through the same Superduo, but on the inside hole. Now pick up a Toho color B, exiting the other Superduo. And now we need to add 2 more 50 here. And we're going to repeat the whole process again. So go through all these beads again. Reinforce this, don't forget, reinforce this picot, and make one more leaf, and I will meet you on the last one so we can add the clasp. Welcome back. So we finished all the leaves, we embellished everything, and I want you to exit the 11 on the top of this Superduo leaf so we can add the earring hook. So I'm going to pick up 250 doesn't matter which color, you choose the color. Then I'm going to pick up my earring hook. Let's see, I want it to be positioned like this. Then pick up 2 more 50 and I want you to go back on the opposite direction of the 11 you just exit. So we make like a mini loop that's going to hold our earring hook, and I'm just going to reinforce this mini loop. You can be creative, you can make a bigger loop, you can change the color or the sizes of the beads as you like. So you can go as much as your bead lets you, at least one more time. In the meantime, on the back of our earrings, with our tail, I went through all the Miyuki that was around the pearl, so it's not going to be a big gap between the Miyuki and the pearl. So keep finishing all this, and I will see you right back with the final result. This is the final result. I hope the tutorial was not so difficult and the instructions were okay. I know in the beginning maybe you got overwhelmed with all the materials, but it's actually a very easy and fast stitch. You can do it in no time. Also, I think if you change the color, you can make this as a summer earrings. You can choose turquoise or a pastel color for the Superduo, so it will change the whole aspect of the earrings. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to hit the like button. It will help me a lot. I hope you will have an amazing week. So see you next time. Take care and bye bye.